They were digging into a really tangled set of sources, all focused on, well, what you could call a global war for talent.
That's right, high-skilled talent, specifically.
Exactly.
Let's say you're a tech company, right? And you hire an H-1B worker, maybe a top engineer, for $200,000 a year.
Okay. Pretty standard for some roles.
Right. Well, under this proposal, your actual cost jumps instantly to $300,000 because that extra $100,000 goes straight to the government.
Ah, I see.
Now compare that. Maybe you could hire a qualified American worker for, say, $150,000 or $170,000 for a similar role. Suddenly, the H-1B option at $300,000 looks financially, well, much less attractive.
So it directly addresses that argument that Americans are being undercut.
Exactly. The sources state pretty clearly the belief behind it. Americans are being undercut, and companies need a, let's say, forceful nudge to hire domestically. This fee is that nudge.
But then there's this interesting contrast, right? The proposal for the super rich.
Oh yeah, the gold card, that was floating around too.
Tell us about that, because it seems like a totally different philosophy.
It really does. Basically pay $1 million, a cool million, and you get U.S. residency.
$1 million.
Yep.
Now, with all the tech layoffs.
Absolutely. Huge layoffs across the industry recently.
So you'd think, logically, that the American tech workers who lost their jobs would be cheering for an H-1B crackdown, right? Fewer foreign competitors.
You'd think so. But interestingly, the sources suggest a lot of skepticism, even cynicism, among those layoff workers.
Really? Why?
Well, many apparently doubt that tightening H-1B rules would actually help them find a job now. They see bigger problems.
Like what?
Like a slowing industry overall, higher interest rates making funding tighter, and this growing shadow of AI and automation potentially reducing the total number of jobs available anyway.
So their feeling is it's not just about who gets the jobs, it's about whether the jobs will even exist.
Kind of. They worry fewer jobs are being created, period, regardless of who fills them. The visa debate feels secondary to some. While the U.S. was signaling, maybe we don't want you, or it's going to cost a lot more, other countries were basically rolling out the welcome mat.
And the prime example our sources highlighted was China.
Yes, China's new K visa. It's described as explicitly designed to attract global STEM talent. Think researchers, engineers, scientists.
A direct response, it sounds like.
Pretty much a direct countermove. While the U.S. is making it harder, potentially more expensive, China is saying, come here, we want you.
What's different about the K visa compared to, say, the H-1B?
Stability seems key. The H-1B often ties you to one employer, involves a lottery, lots of uncertainty. The K visa is positioned as a faster, more secure path to residency for these really high-value individuals.
So this isn't happening in a vacuum, geopolitically speaking. India plays a huge role here, right, as a major source of tech talent.
An absolutely critical source, and you have to remember the recent history there.
Right. The previous administration put pressure on India over things like Russian oil.
And slapped tariffs on Indian goods. India was, let's just say, not happy.
Understandably. Diplomatic friction.
Exactly. And that friction, combined with the potential visa hurdles for their citizens wanting to work in the U.S., creates an opening for others.
And that led to something quite surprising, didn't it?
Yeah, the sources noted India participating in a Chinese military parade, which is described as a rare move.
Hinting at a thaw between historical rivals.
Precise.
Artificial intelligence, this could potentially make the whole visa debate kind of secondary.
That's the argument emerging from some sources, yeah. That maybe tech CEOs aren't that worried long-term about H-1B fees or caps.
Because of AI, why?
Because automation might be poised to reduce the need for so much human labor in these fields anyway. Remember the layoffs we mentioned?
Mm-hmm.
That's happening alongside these deep, almost existential worries within the industry about AI's capabilities.
The sources used some pretty stark language, didn't they?
They did. One assessment quoted was chilling. Anyone with a keyboard and mouse is at risk.
Wow, that's broad.
It is. And we're not just talking about automating simple, repetitive stuff anymore.
No, what level are we talking about?
The sources talk about AI performing the more intelligent part of jobs, work that currently requires, potentially, a PhD.
Okay, unpack that. What does more intelligent part mean in practice?
Well, think about high-level coding. AI that can generate complex, functional software modules autonomously.
Without a human coder directing every step.
Potentially, yes. Or think about scientific research. AI that can analyze vast data sets, synthesize findings from thousands of papers, spot connections humans miss, and even propose novel experiments.
So automating the actual thinking and creation part.
Exactly. High-level synthesis, diagnosis, problem-solving, creation. If AI can do that part, the very part that justified needing a specialized visa for a human expert in the first place, then the demand for that human expert might just collapse.
So the whole debate we've been having for years about foreign talent versus domestic jobs,
Yeah.
about who gets hired and what they're paid,
It could become irrelevant if automation just eliminates the job category altogether.
that $100,000 fee might protect an American job from a foreign worker.
But neither the fee nor the visa protects that job, or maybe any similar job, from being done by AI.
Which creates this incredible paradox.
It really does. You've got the U.S. potentially putting up barriers to skilled humans, global rivals like China saying, come on over, and this underlying technological tide of AI potentially eroding the value of those specific human skills anyway.
All happening at once.
All converging. And these forces together are defining who leads technologically going forward.
So let's recap the key takeaways for you listening. We're seeing this rapid convergence, geopolitical shifts, like the U.S.-India-China dynamic, intense global talent wars, exemplified by China's K-visa versus the proposed H-1B changes. And underneath it all, this huge wave of tech automation driven by AI.
The pressure is immense, and it's changing the global landscape faster than I think many people anticipated.
Okay, so let's leave you with a final thought to chew on.
Great. If AI really can start performing that high-level cognitive work, the stuff that currently requires advanced degrees, PhD-level thinking in coding, science, engineering, what does that actually mean for the future value of any human STEM visa?
Whether it's an H-1B, a K visa, whatever comes next.
Exactly. Regardless of the cost, regardless of the country, if the core intelligent work can be automated, what's the long-term worth of a visa designed to import that specific human intelligence? That's the fundamental challenge AI poses to this entire global talent system.